Individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
Hello, welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast. We're here just chilling in a brightly lit studio. Oh, it's so gorgeous. The view is amazing, Virginia.
We never get to see it
I
because
know.
birds afraid of heights, and so we have to always keep it like a little cave in here.
It's beautiful. Look at that. The sun is just beaming in here. That great natural lighting. It's crazy.
It is a good view.
Oh, my gosh, yeah. Meanwhile, poor Jaybird is at Universal Studios right now, and you can see the photo of him. He got off the Harry Potter ride and I believe threw up. So he is
Aww.
he is sick and he is looking rough for wear there. Yeah. He's trying his best though.
He always just takes it in shorts.
I know, it's just, and, you know, we were yesterday, we were kind of talking about this, like what kind of disaster is going to befall Jaybird on this trip?
It's going to be something.
There's always something. Yeah, what's going to happen?
He's not going to come back and go, guys, I had the best weekend. So relaxing. Everything was on point. It was
Top
awesome.
to bottom.
Never.
Yeah, phenomenal.
That will never happen.
No. Not at all.
You know it's going to go bad. Just how bad?
It's going to be some pain, some misery. And this probably isn't going to be the worst thing to happen than throwing up after the ride.
You're right.
I imagine there's a lot more still to come.
I imagine people already have checked him out of his room at the Cabana Bay.
Probably I looked it down, and he's, yeah, that's going to be the next problem he's going to have to deal with. Sure, we'll have some amazing stories tomorrow when he comes back to join us. It's going to be kind of interesting. My wife and I have been talking a lot about the Brightline. That railway, it's going to happen. What is that going to be like?
The magic train.
Yeah, for Florida, when you're able to hop on a train and get to Orlando, I think it's going to be quicker, right? I can't remember what the time is.
Yeah, I think they said it's definitely quicker.
By car from West Palm, what? You're talking about 2.5 hours?
2 hours. For me, it's normally 2 hours and 40 minutes.
Okay. Yeah.
And I drove it a lot because during the hurricanes, remember, I was staying up there.
Yeah.
So I was back and forth, back and forth. If I made it under 2:40, then that was good.
And I think you're looking about the same time, right? By train? Is that how it's going to work, or is it going to be quicker than that?
I thought it was going to be quicker than that.
Okay, so, I mean, that's cool if you don't have to drive and you get to kind of like chill out in a seat. They're going to have Wi-Fi, phone plug-ins, all that kind of stuff. You can sit down, just watch a movie, and by the time you're done with it, it's pretty much you're going to be there.
Are they going to have a dining car?
I assume they'll probably have some kind of snacks on there, I'd imagine.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, imagine that, though. It's like, you know, for me, I'm excited, not necessarily for the Disney trip, but I just wonder, like, how many bags you can take on it. What are they going to have for that?
Tri-Rail lets you bring whatever you want. I've seen
Okay.
people bring bikes and suitcases and everything, so...
Okay. That's going to be a game changer. For me, I'm kind of excited about going south because... You know, a lot of times, like, I would love to go bar hopping or something like that in Lauderdale. And if it's just, you know, the me and the Mexican Queen, then, you know, somebody's got to drive. It's, you know, you got to be on that. So it's like, okay. And it's not a lot of fun if you're like, well, I'm having a great time drinking.
I'm having so much fun drinking, and you're stone cold sober.
Right.
Yeah.
So if we could hop on a train, you can Uber to a train, get on the train, boom, down to Lauderdale. You go, you do bar hopping or even to Brickell. I think, like, Brickell's like going to be like an hour.
Wow.
You know, and imagine, I love bar hopping down around there, Mary Brickell Village and all those kind of cool places. You get off on a train, you know, and I think where it's going to be, they're going to have a Brightline station right in Brickell.
Nice.
And then you can get off and do your whole thing there and then get back on the train, be back in an hour. I mean,
I just want to know how much is the ticket, because that will be the deciding factor, you know,
Yeah.
add up what you would have spent in gas, or if you're going to Orlando, the turnpike tolls, and
Yeah.
figure it out, you know.
But I mean, you add in your gas, turnpike tolls automatically, plus, you know, your parking when you're at the resort. Do you pay extra for your car for parking there?
Yes.
Okay.
You do usually at the hotel and then at the theme park too.
Okay. So imagine that if you don't have all those expenses. Right there, that's a big part of it.
If you do it, make sure you stay at a hotel, though, that has a free shuttle to the parks.
Yeah.
Because not all of them do.
Yeah.
If you'll take the Brightline up there, that's the way to do it.
So imagine that. And you can, you know, watch movies on your trip. It's going to be better and easier. You can have a couple cocktails, whatever.
You can enjoy yourself. I mean, I despise driving. I'm not good at it.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I'd rather be doing something else,
You're
watching
right.
a movie.
You are a horrible driver.
I'm a terrible driver.
You are.
Oh, my gosh. You should see me now. because now, I've had this surgery on my midsection, and you don't realize how much of your midsection you use to turn the steering wheel.
Oh, right. Or even like look over your shoulder. You probably can't do it.
I can barely do this.
You're probably not even looking at it. You're just like, just a wing and a prayer. You hope a car isn't there.
I hope nobody's behind me.
Wow.
In my blind spot.
Gosh, yeah.
It's tough.
It's horrifying.
I'm hitting curbs right and left. I look like a drunk driver.
People are bad drivers. It should happen that way, like in your driving test. And you should have to take it frequently. That you've got to drive a color car based on how your, test is.
Red cars are like alert. This person is horrible.
Yeah. So if you're on the highway, you would know Virginia or Jaybird. You'd be able to like pull completely away from them. Like maybe a gold star. Okay, that's the kind of car you want to be around. These are good drivers.
Okay.
They're good at what they do. They pay attention. They don't have a lot of accidents. I think it'd be genius. Now, talking about, it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen with travel and tourism because, that's our bread and butter in Florida. So when you get the Brightline going, is that going to be more travel and tourism? Because I know the biggest part is trying to get people to come down in the summer. They're doing a campaign right now to try to get people to come year-round. I don't know what they're going to try doing with it. One of the things they say and they swear is going to be so awesome for South Florida is this mall. Have you heard anything more about this American Dream Miami?
Yes, you spoke about this a little bit a few weeks ago.
Yeah. It is supposed to be the world's largest mall, and it's going to be attracting more annual visitors than Walt Disney World.
And it's made by the same people that did the Mall of America.
Yep.
They kind of know what they're doing because right now that's the biggest mall. So they're gonna top their own project in Miami. They're gonna do it.
And it's going to be just south of the Broward line, and that's part of what the argument is. 3.5 million square feet of retail, 1.5 million square feet of entertainment venues, 70,000 auto trips a day, 30 million visitors a year, 14,000 employees, a 2,000-room hotel, and it's just going to be 2 miles south of the Broward line. I think pretty much like right there by the turnpike. And the thing is Broward's all pissed, but they don't have any say. It's all about Miami-Dade. Because they're like going, look, I mean, it's going to seriously jack with, schools, traffic, highway exit ramps, getting water to that thing. It's going to be a big deal. Plus, they're talking about a 340-acre housing and office complex. It's going to go right next door to it. And they got nothing to say. And the thing that Broward's really pissy about is imagine what that's going to be doing to their biggest mall, Sawgrass.
Yeah. No one will go.
Well, and that's it, because right now around Sawgrass, I think they're going to try to put a new downtown around that area. So it's going to be a battle, and it's almost going to be a construction project, a race to see who can get their thing going, faster.
Wow.
So you're going to want Sawgrass against this area. This indoor mall, by the way, if you haven't heard, this is crazy. They're going to have a ski slope, a professional-sized ice skating rink, a water park, a full theme park, an aquarium. So I think, you think about even, Miami Seaquarium.
It's a whole little city.
Yeah. I mean, they'll have competition for everything.
Wow.
200-acre thing is going to be doing $4 billion. And it's going to be Miami-Dade's largest employer. It's going to completely reshape all of South Florida when they do this thing. And apparently they're getting close to breaking ground and everything. So not far off. And people are pissed in Broward County. People in Dade, I think, are loving it. They're like, great. Yeah, this is awesome. But good for them. And they say that Governor Rick Scott pretty much signed off on everything that was going to kill it. So it's going to be happening. Got this email here from Diane. She said, I noticed as I was watching the After the Show podcast, I keep catching Jaybird smelling his mic. He's definitely a belly button smeller. You all rock.
Does he?
I don't know. He might. I haven't noticed. But I think it's probably one of those weird things. You know how you're always kind of smelling weird smells? His mic has to be smelling funky.
Well, his is the one that had the dried egg on it for a week before somebody noticed.
Have you ever smelled it? You got a wind guard. He's got a wind guard.
I'm not smelling his mic.
Even mine even stinks a little bit. Mine doesn't even have a wind guard.
Yours is not just you. If it's just you, it's fine.
Yeah.
But that is the mic that everybody talks in.
I want to get Denny's in here for an experiment real quick. Hey, Denny's, come here real fast. Here's what I want to do. Okay, because your mic is right next to Jaybird's mic. I want to do an experiment here. Do we have the blindfold, Virginia?
We do.
Okay. You got to blindfold Denny's here. Okay, we were trying to figure out, somebody sent an email and they said, why is Jaybird always sniffing his mic? And I'm like, is it because it smells so awful? It's kind of like one of those weird things. Like you like the smell of something awful and you don't know why. Like you put your finger in your belly button, you smell it. It smells weird. It's got that weird smell. You almost like the smell of your own farts and you don't know why. You're like, why is this? Okay, Virginia, you're going to have to do this here. Okay, Denny, step back real quick. Virginia's going to get the two mics and work them in a way that kind of separates them a little bit. Okay.
Want this one too?
Yeah, you could try it, but I think it's the wind. He might come close to it and smell it. So it's the ones with the wind gear.
Okay.
It's on there. Kind of like put them, mix them up a little bit. Put them about the same height so he won't know. And then lead him over here. And I want Denny's to smell both mics and see if he can guess which one is yours and which one is Jaybird's. Can you tell by a smell test?
All right.
Okay, guide Denny's over here. Can he just by smell pick out Jaybird's microphone?
Okay. So your nose is right next to it. There you
Okay,
go.
dig in. Big whiff.
Ugh.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Describe the smell on that one. What is that?
Oh, I mean, you know how like if you're sick and your belly button's like real gross and it kind of smells like a sick animal. That's what it smells like. It smells horrible, Kev.
Okay. Sick animal. Okay. Virginia, guide producer Denny's over to the other mic.
Okay. Here you go.
Mix them up here. We're gonna see. Okay.
Oh, that one's not much better.
Okay, that one's awful. What does that
They almost
smell
have like a sick smell to them, like they're sick.
There's just nothing but disease.
It just smells real bad. Yeah.
Okay.
Ugh, I
Mike,
touched it with my mouth.
Mike 1 or Mike 2, which of the two smells worse?
Where's the
Guide
other
him to
one?
the other one.
Two.
Guide him to the other one. That's Mike 2.
Here's the
Now
other.
over here is Mike 1.
Here's Mike 1.
Smell that.
Mike, the Mike 2 smells worse. Whose is that?
That's Jaybird's.
They're almost the same smell, but one is way more powerful.
They're both gross. And his windscreen is new. This one.
Oh, that's right.
This has been on here since we started.
Oh, it's heinous.
So yours is at least 3 years old. His is about 3 weeks old.
Yeah, this
And
one's
he's
way
on-
stronger.
His has dried egg on it.
Oh, it's so foul. It smells like something's dying.
He's already laughed you. A couple of weeks in smell. Okay, just checking.
Thank you, Denny's.
No problem.
Shit rolls downhill.
Sorry about that. It's just I knew you weren't on the joke. Virginia, you said that you finally started watching Narcos.
Yes, and
On
I
Netflix?
love it. It's
Yeah.
so suck you in with the drama, and then to know that it's a real story is just crazy.
It's unbelievable, yeah.
I'm on episode 8. Mm-hmm. What? There's 2 seasons.
There's 2 seasons, yeah.
Okay.
8
so
out of how many?
Good question.
Okay, I think maybe they did 10
Okay.
in the first season, and then I think they have a good amount in the second season too.
Okay.
But yeah, it's really cool. I mean, and like you said, it's just crazy how they're cutting in real footage.
Yes.
mean,
it's
how-
so interesting to me.
How he basically stormed the government building and burned all that stuff.
It's insane.
It is. Yeah, it's definitely worth checking out. Tracy in Orlando sent an email. Want to know if you finished watching Imposters. What are your thoughts?
Yes, I did. You know, I liked it. It was a little hokey, a little cheesy, but I totally had a girl crush on that actress who plays the main character in the whole thing. She's adorable. And so I kind of just really got sucked into it for her.
Okay.
She swindles these guys, but she works with a big network. Mm-hmm. She works with other people, and they all work for this guy called the Doctor. And she goes around and she gets these guys to fall in love with her and propose to her. And when she's married to them and then she has access to all their cash, she cleans them out.
Oh, dang. Okay.
Everything. And she walks away with, you know, a substantial chunk of cash because she only goes after rich guys.
Okay.
Well, her new mark, I won't spoil it for you in case somebody hasn't seen it, but her new mark twists things around on her, let's say.
Okay.
And the way it ended, I don't know what's going to happen. I am excited for season 2. Even though it was a little cheesy at points, I liked it.
See, I'm pumped. Silicon Valley was on HBO last night. I haven't seen that yet, but I got that back. I got Bloodline coming up. I got all kinds of good shows. Ray Donovan's going to be back here before too long. Summer actually is pretty awesome. And, it actually works out well for us in South Florida because it's so freaking hot. You can't ever go outside in the summer. So it's like you stay inside in the AC and watch some great shows.
Yeah.
There's better shows on now, I think, than what drops in the fall.
Don't forget about Big Brother. That's a summer show.
Yeah, not my jam.
You don't like it. We do.
My gosh, it's too much. I don't know how anybody could stay up with that. I mean, to me, a show's taxing at an hour a week. I mean, they do how many hours of that a week?
Sometimes 3.
That's crazy. No way.
There's a live feed. You can actually go on
That's insane.
CBS or Big Brother's website, and you can watch it live all the time.
What is it with people in live feeds now? Everybody's doing it, like ever since that giraffe.
I think we're so we got to know what's going on.
Who's got this kind of time? Just sitting there staring at like a giraffe just chilling in a pen doing nothing for what was that, like 3 weeks, 4 weeks?
Try 3 months.
3 months? People were watching that thing?
I watched it, and they said it was like 3 months that they had the camera on that giraffe.
That is the absolute craziest thing I've ever seen. And yeah, everybody's doing that. They were talking about there was a radio station in Austin, Texas that did that whole Kiss Car promotion thing. People were just sitting there watching that feed.
Yeah, people like to see. They like to watch it.
Just they had their lips on a car. That's all they were doing.
How long did they last with their lips on the car?
I don't even know. It's just crazy, but it became viral because people were watching. I'm like, what is up with this craze? People just wanted to see there and watch people doing nothing. It's weird. I would think you want to cut right to the end. Be like, okay, just show me the end.
Well, maybe if you have a desk job, you put it on and you're like, all right, I'll pass the time while I'm here pushing a pencil.
I guess. Maybe people want to be a part of it. I don't know. Somebody, Tracy said, are you going to watch the Pump Rules spinoff with Jax and Brittany?
I am absolutely going to watch Jax and Brittany and the Pump Rules spinoff because I think Brittany is adorable. I think Jax is a pig, but he's trying to be better, and he does entertain me, especially when he's fighting with DJ James Kennedy. I wish that would happen more frequently.
DJ James Kennedy.
Who is, by the way, one of George Michael's godchildren.
Really?
Yeah.
That's an interesting fun factoid.
And they say the godchildren all had an inheritance coming to them from George Michael's estate.
Really?
Some of the people on the show, Vanderpump, that don't like DJ James Kennedy, because he's very polarizing.
Okay.
They're hoping and praying he got cut out of the will.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. It's just all that drama, huh?
It's a good
Love
show. They really do a good job with the drama, and it seems very authentic.
Talking about music, he said, hey, I had to switch preferred music genres when I started college after the service, and I searched on iTunes, and I found Chill Tracks. They got a great playlist, which gets updated regularly. The best part is they play no ads. They do run donation campaigns at the end of the year, but that's it. And it's also cool to bite their local out of Miami. You can listen through the TuneIn app, iTunes, or via HTML pop-up from their website, Keith. So great to see you guys Easter weekend while my lovely wife Joanne won the shopping spree. That's right.
Ooh, nice.
The egg thing that we did.
That was awesome.
Yeah, I got to tell you, the Apple Music is not bad. That's about the only thing that I'm listening to right now. I was doing like Spotify and Pandora and checking that out, but the Apple Music isn't bad. I keep jumping on that. Here we go. I think this is the final in the whole ongoing saga about cornrows. It's been a battle back and forth between Lamar and Nicholas. And Nicholas said, I heard Lamar's email, and I have no problem admitting that I was wrong about a few of the things that he said. He's lived 30-plus years as a black man and has gone through his fair share of trials and tribulations, and I respect that. And yes, it is incredibly asinine to get upset over some child having cornrows. We're talking about a 10-year-old white kid that wanted to look like Allen Iverson. There's better mess to get upset over. I agree with him there. But I stand by my original idea in my last email, telling black people to, quote, get over themselves is stupid and will always be stupid. To the people who think like that, I'd like to see you walk up to someone with a terminal illness and tell them to get over themselves. It doesn't feel right simply entertaining that thought, now does it? And a solid FU with love back at Lamar. So there you go. And I believe that's it, Virginia.
Okay. The FUs are flying.
They have been flying like crazy. Keith's got a problem here. He moved to Japan in 2015. He met the love of his life in 2016. He said it's been great and we've always had a really good time together, but she moved away for college at 18 and I met her when she was 20. She's now 21, and on our 1-year anniversary, we were surprised we were going to have a baby.
Ooh. Ooh, that's good news.
We both had strong intentions to get married, and she has told her mom, but she didn't tell her dad. Now we're faced with an issue. We have to make a decision to either have the baby in Japan or the U.S., but having it here, I believe they're in Japan right now, would have almost no support from her parents nor the government. In addition, we'd be losing her job and surviving solely on my $2,400 a month. There is a chance that she may have to live with her mom for some time, and then we would leave for the U.S. after, but I would live nearly a day travel away, and it would cost around $250 to travel there. Her mom is pressuring her to stay and give birth here because her father was always absent and she is okay. So it's okay for us to be separate. At least that's her mother's reasoning. Meanwhile, if we go to the U.S. before the baby is born, I'll become a teacher and get double my pay and have fewer bills to pay there than I do here, in addition to having my mother's help. How do we make a decision of this magnitude?
Well, you have to, the two of you, sit down and talk about it. And you know what? Mama's opinion does not matter. Your mom, her mom, whoever's mom you're talking about, just take their opinions out of the equation.
Yeah.
You have to figure out what's best for you two as a couple, and you make the decision based on what you prioritize in your life. Mm-hmm. You can't let mama tell you what to do. You're big kids now. You're about to be parents yourself. Right. You got to sit down on one side of the paper, put all the pros and cons. Mm-hmm. On the other side of the paper, put all the pros and cons, and weigh them out of each thing. Do you want to stay in Japan or do you want to come to the U.S.? Write it all out, look at it, and decide together. No one can tell you what to do but you.
From the movies that I've seen about Japan, don't they always seem to put a lot of guilt on you? In Japan, I've seen I can't make countless movies. There's
Japanese guilt?
Japanese guilt. Yeah, Jaybird always talks about Italian guilt, but I'm like, I don't know, man. From the movies I've seen, it always seems to rival the Japanese guilt.
Look, they'll come around, whichever side is disappointed because you didn't stay and have the baby with them or you didn't go and have the baby with them. But they'll come around because everybody loves a baby. Trust me, they will all come around.
Well, it sounds like you're going to make more money here and have less bills. I mean, right?
Yeah, I mean, you've got to do what's best for your family.
Yeah.
And what's less inconvenient. And two, what keeps you together.
Right.
I'm sorry, but I believe in a husband and a wife being able to be together. Separation's not healthy for a marriage.
Mm-hmm. So there you go. That's our sound off on that. People are commenting on Jaybird's photo that is on our Facebook page right now and on Twitter.
The one where he looks like he just Ralphed his lunch.
Yeah, I think he did. Yeah, he looks so bad.
Where's the video of him Ralphing?
I don't know. I'd like to see that. But people are saying that the Harry Potter ride, especially at the end, is horrible for anybody that can get motion sickness.
Uh-oh.
Do they have ratings on rides as far as they rate everything. I mean, shouldn't they do that? I mean, and sometimes they'll have a warning. In fact, I remember one time I got on that Mission to Mars thing at Disney, and we were talking, and they because we were there at the radio station, and so they walked us in like the special entrance, but in that special entrance, they didn't have those warning signs that said, if you get motion sickness, do not ride this ride. And I'm chatting it up and whatever, and I thought it was just one of those rides like Soarin' where we sit there and nothing happens. And we were sitting there, and it didn't seem like anything was happening. All of a sudden, I'm like going, wow, I'm getting really woozy. You don't even feel like you're moving.
It's spinning you.
Oh, my gosh.
And it's trying to make you think that you're going up in a rocket ship when really you're just spinning.
Spinning super fast. It spins you so fast, you think you're going up in the air. And I'm like, oh, I got off that thing. I went back to my room, and I lay in the field for like 4 hours. I couldn't even move.
It was done.
Oh, it was awful. But I mean, shouldn't they have like ratings? I don't know, like that emoji, that vomit emoji.
Like, this is going to be 2 drops of vomit. This is 3 drops of vomit. This is 4 drops of vomit.
I mean, shouldn't they have that where they get like kids with weak tummies to go ride at one time and they give a rating?
They should.
And they should pay some really good money for kids to like take, bite the bullet and go yak on a ride to rate it.
I bet you there's some website out there with a rating system. I don't know if the parks have it, but I bet you some mom or somebody who's got a sensitive tummy has done it.
Okay. If not, it's going to be my new blog. Barf rating system. Do you think one exists?
Barf rides.
For amusement park rides. I think the worst, because see, some of the ones like the Disney and Universal, the reason why they're different is that sometimes you can't see the full ride or fully get the anticipation. You go to fair rides, you can see the thing's just going to spin you around, a couple of times. But otherwise, you can't tell.
Yeah, Disney is tricky because you walk in and you don't know what you're walking into.
Right.
Universal, too. Same thing.
And there's nothing worse, too, than getting on something and then you get, like, all sick and then everybody else is feeling fine and they go off and have a great time at the park and you got to go back to the room. You feel like such a loser. Like, I'm like that fat kid that gets sick, you know? I don't want that to happen. I haven't seen anything as far as a rating.
No?
No. I mean, it doesn't pop up right away. This is kind of funny. Somebody said... The new Harry Potter theme park ride is so magical it might make you barf. That's from the New York Post.
That's funny.
They did an article on it, and they say that it hasn't officially opened yet, but a new attraction at the Wizarding World of Harry Potter at Universal Studios Hollywood is already gaining an unpleasant reputation for making riders throw up. Oh, dang. It opened on April 7th. So it hasn't been open that long, I don't think, unless this is a year. This is a year old. So it's been open a year. It's been testing among park employees and a few guests with mixed results. They're saying, yes, it makes people hurl, flips, twists, and turns.
Wow.
So Jaybird went on the wrong ride and got sick. Go figure. That's the only one that comes up if you do a web search on barf rating system for amusement park rides. The new Harry Potter ride. So he jumped on the absolute worst one. There is a worst puke stories in an amusement park, but that's not necessarily the rides themselves. So
No, yeah, you want a system.
Yeah.
Look, here's how you make your millions. For you and all the other sensitive tummies out there.
Yeah, people aren't doing it. So if you want to nominate one, I would put that Mission to Mars. That has got to be up there, one of the most barf-tastic rides of all time. So, yeah, if you got one, maybe we'll start putting it together tomorrow. You can send us an email, mail@kvjshow.com. We'll get to that. Well, some people were asking, saying, oh, my gosh, I see Buds has got another video. In fact, I've got an email from Adam. He's like, well, man, how do you get that Buds deal? It's pretty amazing. Yeah, they got a really good deal. I mean, they believed in the After the Show podcast, and they're really the first ones to jump in and invest in it. And it was part of the package deal, and they got... couple videos. Jaybird created a new one with Ann on it that you can see.
And it's easy for Jaybird to be creative and make fun videos about Buds because he truly does love Buds. Like, that's top 3 favorite restaurants growing up as a kid. I mean, come on. That's awesome.
Go to our YouTube channel. You can go check out that new video there, Adam. And, that was kind of a special deal. So maybe in the future we'll have another Buds jump onto the After the Show podcast. But thanks to them for always supporting us as we support them, and for everybody else too. It's been checking out. Again, more tweets and postings on social media over the weekend. People that checked out Bud's Chicken and Seafood and absolutely love the bird sauce.
Baby Rocco had some this weekend. He loved it.
And he's in the commercial. Yeah.
Chowing down.
Yeah, so go check it out on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe while you are there. Have an amazing day. We'll talk to you later. Goodbye.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems, ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.